Hey, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 1966 Ford Mustang. Up front is a 4.7 liter V8 and down below is a 3-speed automatic transmission. Guys, I am super excited to be driving this Mustang because it is what you would call a Restomod. And what a Restomod is that you take an old car and you restore it to what it looked like when it came out of the factory. You make it shiny, you do the paint, but then you add some modern bits to it. And that's what this car is all about, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But let's get back to the 289 V8 up front. I'll put the factory power number up on the screen. However, this engine has gotten a bigger cam. It's been bored out a little bit to be larger than 4.7, larger than 289. So how much power it's making right now, who's to really say? This car was built by my good friend Alex's dad, Jim, and he wanted a nice cruiser car, a car you could jump in, turn the key, and go. And that's exactly what this car is. Yeah! That's America, baby! That's who beat the commies! Woo! Like I said, paired to a 3-speed automatic transmission. Now, before my manual purists get into the comment section, I prefer the automatic, at least for right now. First of all, this is a cruising car. Just get an automatic. It's easy to get into. You know, anyone can drive it. Nice. Second reason is that I actually drove a 65 Mustang with the straight 6 last year. That had the manual, and that manual transmission was absolute garbage. First gear wasn't synchronized. It just wasn't a great transmission. And so the automatic, who cares? It is what it is. Last but not least, of course, the Mustang is rear-wheel drive. So let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 5 gauges. On the left is my fuel and oil pressure. Then I have my speedometer right middle. Then on the right, I have my amperage and temperature. Down below the gauges, I absolutely love this. I have my wipers, lights, ignition, and my cigarette lighter. They look so 60s. I absolutely love the look of them. That chrome, amazing. The steering wheel is a Cobra styled steering wheel. It's wooden. I love it. It's nice and thin. There is no power steering here in the Mustang. That is something that didn't get retrofitted, and I honestly don't miss it all that much. Down below, I do have some added Bosch gauges, of course, just to keep an eye on what the heck the engine is doing. Very smart, very modern, very hot roddy too. Then on the door, I have just my window crank and a very peculiar door handle. It's almost a wing that sort of comes up. Very, very interesting in that respect. Now, I normally don't talk about the pedals, but 2 things to mention here. First of all, the gas pedal has been replaced with a foot. Very hot rod, very 60s. And what's funny is that this is the factory brake pedal, and it has an advertisement for the fact that it has disc brakes. It looks like one of those try me buttons you'll see on stuffed animals in stores. I think that's absolutely hilarious. Speaking of the brakes are manual. They are not power assisted. Just a little word to the wise. Moving into the center, this is probably my favorite Restomod feature, which is the radio. It looks great. It looks like a radio from the 60s, but it's actually a Bluetooth radio. You can actually pair your phone to it. And there's actually a secret subwoofer in the trunk, so you can have your modern tunes in here without it looking unoriginal. Love that. Added cup holders. The original Mustang did not have cup holders right here. However, it's finished in a leather that reflects the rest of the interior. Really, really like that. To the left of the cup holders, I do have very small climate controls. Very, very small, but hey, they work. And then down below that, I have not only the shifter, but this great center stack. We'll talk about the shifter. The shifter says Cruise-O-Matic. Absolutely love that because this is a cruiser. It's exactly what it's designed to do. But this long wooden trim with this center chrome is beautiful. I absolutely love the look of it, and the dashboard as well. Wooden with the Mustang logo, the blue on top, tan on bottom. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we'll get back to that in a little bit. The seats are comfortable, however, they don't really hold you in. And while it looks on video like I'm not wearing a seatbelt, I actually am. But the interesting thing about these seatbelts is that they're actually out of an aircraft. These are airplane seatbelts. Back in the 60s, hot rod culture, you know, when you were making this massive power, some cars didn't have seatbelts. So they'd actually put the belts in from an airplane. And that's what this is, and I think that's totally period correct, totally awesome. Now, the back seats are great too. I have sat in the back of a first-gen Mustang, so go watch that review if you want my full thoughts on the back seats. They're fine. They don't get any sort of belts at all, but like the front seats, they have this nice horse embroidery in them, or it's embossed in the seats. Such a nice touch. This is original. I absolutely love that. Absolutely stellar. Now, we have to talk about the looks, because how can you not with this car? This is actually a Mazda paint code. This car has been repainted in a Mazda paint code with the white stripes. And guys, I absolutely fell in love with this Mustang. It looks perfect. American racing wheels, a GT350 hood and front air dam. This has to be one of the most beautiful cars I've driven this year. Hands down, probably driven in my life. This car is so beautiful to look at. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I can't stop looking at it myself, especially with these fall colors. Look at this. I mean, God, are you seeing this? Come on. Look at how beautiful it is. I'm in a 60s Mustang. I don't have a care in the world. And so that's my final thoughts on this Mustang. And so, like I said earlier, this car is actually owned by my best friend's dad, and he built this car. He got it. It was like a pale blue or like a dark blue. He got it and built it into what it is today. My friend Alex, we got into RX-7s together. We build RX-7s together. We do rotary things, and we do car things together. We're car friends. And this car is what got Alex into cars, and his brother Brent. This started two little gearheads. Two gearheads that I love dearly and are very close to me. And that's what this car is all about. This car is more than a 60s Ford. This isn't just a Mustang. Mr. Nagy, who owns this car, he had a Mustang. It was actually his first car in 1966. But unfortunately, a drunk driver took that car out. So later in life, he decided he wanted another one. And this is the one that he got. And this is just such a moving piece of art. It's such a piece of history, too. I mean, I recently went to the Ford Museum. I saw the Ford Mustang with the serial number 0001. So after seeing that, now driving this, is this car fast? Relatively. For its time, absolutely. But it's so fun to drive. Everyone looks, everyone waves, everyone's happy to see a first-gen Mustang. It's just so surreal. And I said this with my last Mustang review, but it really holds true with this one. I've never come to love a car so quickly. This car just oozes sex appeal and just class and style. I mean, it doesn't get more stylish than this.
Also, not that it matters, but our camera car for this shoot was actually my personal 1931 Ford Model A. Just a little fun fact for you Ford fans out there.
I feel like I need to be wearing a bomber jacket and have a cigarette loosely hanging out of my mouth. This was the 60s. This was the start of the pony cars. Oh, it sounds great. You know, maybe it won't beat a modern Mustang, but this car has something that the modern Mustang will never have. And please, please Restomod your cars, because at a car show, this looks original. This looks factory, it looks amazing, but I have some modern comforts in here. This is beauty on wheels. Not only the engine, not only the exterior, not only this beautiful interior, but just what it means. Get an old car and build it for your kids. Build it with your kids. Build it with your family. Build it with your best friend. Because heaven forbid I crashed this Mustang. There would be one less Mustang on the road. But the Nagy family would have a big gaping hole. And that's something that I could never replace. No insurance claim could fix that one. And so I'm very, very thankful that they let me take their Mustang out. They trusted me with their family jewel. This beautiful piece of art that happens to go kind of quick. Thank you, Nagy family. You guys are rock stars. Hands down, one of the nicest families I've ever met. Alex is my best friend. Wow. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something about Restomods and why you should definitely do them. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.